Hey, what's up everyone? This is MusicTechHelpGuy, and I've got a fun little video here for you today on stacking MIDI effects in Logic Pro. Anytime I'm sort of drawing a blank and having some writer's block, I'll often experiment with MIDI effects plugins and see what I can come up with using different numbers of them and different combinations. You can actually stack up to 8 total MIDI effects plugins on any software instrument track in Logic. And while you'll probably never need 8 of them, I do use 4 or 5 of them from time to time. And in this video, I'm actually going to be using 7 of them. Now, this video is in no way teaching a particular production technique or even demonstrating a good composition technique. This is more of a proof of concept so that you can take what you see here and apply it in your own compositions and musical ideas. The thing I love about stacking MIDI effects is you can take something incredibly simple and turn it into something incredibly complex. Especially if you're into like repeating patterns and quick, frenetic synthesizer sounds. I find this extremely helpful. Okay, so let's jump into this. I've got the ES2 loaded up on my software instrument. The drum beat's there just to keep us in time, but I'll pull that in just a bit. And all I've got here is one long note playing A3. That's all it is. The only change I've really made to the ES2 is I've put this in polyphonic mode so I can hear multiple voices at the same time. For this particular example, I don't want this to be monophonic. Let's open up the chord trigger. So the chord trigger allows you to take one note on input and turn it into a chord. So I'm going to go ahead and just choose one of the presets from up here. I'll go to multi, keyboard voicings, and I'll use pop right hand voicings. So if I play an A3, I'm going to get an A minor triad is what I'm going to get. So that's all I'm getting. I'm playing one note is on input, 3 notes on output. After the chord trigger, let's add the arpeggiator. So the arpeggiator can take that one note that's been turned into 3 and then arpeggiate those 3 notes. I'll set this to 16th note up. I'll try the second variation in octave range. And again, that's just one note on input. Let's come up with our own pattern here in the grid. Let's do something like this. Now let's say that I don't want that to be quite that high. Let's go into the Transposer and let's drop this down by an octave or 12 semitones. Or maybe even 2 octaves. Now let's repeat some notes. So after the Transposer, let's add the note repeater. And this plugin is exactly what it sounds like. It repeats notes. It's like a MIDI note delay. I tend to use this just with one repeat because when you have more than one, things just get a little crazy. But you know what? You do you. If you like 3 or 4 repeats, go for it. What I'm going to do here is, what I'll typically do is transpose up like an octave. So each note that is played gets a repeat up an octave at a certain rhythmic spacing, right? I'm just going to keep this on an 8th note for now. But one thing I do want to do is I want to pull down the velocity range for my note repeats so that the echoes, the repeats, are softer than the original notes. I don't want the echoes, the repeats, to be like way out front. So you got to make sure that in your instrument, you have to turn on velocity sensitivity, which I have done in the ES2 here. Now you can play around with different intervals. I'm going to try out 7 semitones, which is a perfect 5th. Now, anytime you start adding up lots of notes like this, you're going to end up with overlapping notes. Now, what I'm going to do is in the ES2, I'm going to pull the number of voices down to 2 so that no matter what's going on in my MIDI effects chain, I'm only going to hear 2 notes played at once. I'll never hear more than 2 notes being played at the same time. Okay, I'm going to move on to the scripter next, but before I do that, I just gotta quickly tell you about the sponsor of today's video, Boombox. Boombox is the ultimate collaboration and file storage tool for musicians, songwriters, bands, and artists, and music producers. You can upload audio files one at a time, or batch upload for sharing stems, multi-tracks, and even full DAW sessions. Upload from the Boombox web app or using the Boombox Sync app for macOS to upload directly from your computer. Invite collaborators who can then leave time-stamped feedback on your tracks. I use this all the time for things like production notes and mix revisions, and it's especially helpful if you're working with multiple musicians or if you're working with a band where every member of the group has their own ideas about the project. They also have shareable playlists and royalty splits management. If you're ready to give Dropbox the boot, head over to boombox.io today and sign up to get 4 GB of free storage. Okay, so the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to add the scripter plugin, and I also want to have my instrument ready for this. So I'm going to pull up the scripter, and I'm going to load a preset in here called MIDI to plugin parameters right here. So what this does is it allows you to map 4 targets to any MIDI CC. So like I can choose 4 parameters in this synthesizer to be controlled by the modulation wheel. So for target 1, I'll click Learn Plugin Parameter. I'll click on the filter cutoff. And then maybe the next one, I'll do the filter resonance. And then the third one, maybe I'll do the FM drive. Right now, if I pull the modulation wheel up and down, you're going to see that those knobs are moving all the way up and all the way down. Now, this is likely not what we want to do. What I actually prefer doing is I prefer setting some ranges for each of these parameters and just sort of narrowing their range. So this is going to keep the cutoff kind of like in this territory. The filter resonance, I actually like to invert it from the cutoff, just so when you move the knob, the cutoff and resonance move in opposite directions. So I'll make the max 0, and I'll make the minimum like 18, 19, 20, right around there. And so again, just a really small change, nothing too drastic. And then same thing for the FM drive. I don't want like a really wide range. I just want a touch of that. So again, little movements. I may even pull down the cutoff just a touch. So I kind of have 2 different tones in there and like a spectrum of things in between that I can fall on. Let's say that I don't want to actually have to control the modulation wheel the whole time. What I can do instead is use the Modulator plugin. And with the Modulator, I can either assign an envelope or an LFO to a MIDI CC. In this case, let's use modulation wheel. It's already here. So what this is going to do is it's going to apply an LFO to the modulation wheel. Now you can use it like that in a repeating pattern, or you can use the random LFO shape to impart just some random modulation movement in the sequence. So I'm going to set the rate to be the same as the sequence itself, which is 16th notes. I'm going to pull down the output level so it's mostly toward the bottom of the control. And you can also offset these things too. So like that, you can see it's only jumping up at certain points. It's actually flatlining at the bottom most of the time, but then just kind of randomly jumping up and adding some of those slight variations. And the cool thing about this is you can still use your modulation wheel to set the sort of starting point of this. So So those little random variations are going to move around with you as you move the modulation wheel up and down. And you know what? Let's add one more note repeat on here. Why not? So with this one, we're going to create another 1 repeat delay. This time we're going to transpose it up an octave. And I'm going to make this something on the offbeat, like a dotted 8th note. Let's pull the velocity ramp way down. You know, let's go up 2 octaves. And don't forget about your audio effects too. Here I've got the tape delay pulled up, and I've just got a quarter note delay with just a little bit of wet signal in there. I've filtered the delay signal, turned on diffuse mode, and spread it out a bit. And you can always roll the feedback up above 100% to get some cool distorted feedback loops in the sequence. And last but not least, let's go ahead and add in ChromaVerb just for a bit of space. Let's bring in our drum beat as well. Okay, so that's pretty much it. Let's walk this back plugin by plugin. I'll play the sequence and I'll bypass each one so we can get back to where we started. And there you go. That's how you can stack up MIDI effects plugins in a creative way in Logic Pro. Again, this is not a, tried and true production and composition technique I'm telling you to use. This is simply a proof of concept. If you only use 2 or 3 MIDI effects, you're already employing this in a less extreme way. Obviously I've taken this to the extreme and almost maxed out my MIDI effects chain, but again, I find it a really creative tool, especially when I'm trying to create these sort of ostinato repeating patterns like this. So I hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you did, please leave it a thumbs up and subscribe to the channel to see more content like this. As always, thank you so much for the support, and thanks for watching.